We're trying to just sound. So a few days ago, I had the pleasure of attending a food and wine pairing that was specifically made for the wine and food review blog. So what we did is we tasted a few red wines and a few white wines, and we paired them with some of the best dishes at 7 Seafood and Grill. If you don't know where this restaurant is located, it's located at ABC Place in Westlands area, and it's such an amazing seafood restaurant. It was about my 5th time visiting, but I've never been there to just actually film a food and wine pairing or a wine feature. The other time I was there, I'd gone to interview Kiran, who is the chef, and I'd gone to interview him for his show, The Fearless Chef, which was airing in Zuku and also in Nat Geo. So you should probably check that out. I'm gonna link everything down below. So on to what we did for this day. We tasted a few wines, and I love that 7 Seafood and Grill has differentiated all their wines so that every beginner can be able to tell which wine they can taste, and everybody can know how much the wine goes for. So they have this flavor map that shows you how much the wines are, and it also tells you medium bodied wine, full bodied wine, and light bodied wine, and you can choose between the wines that they have. Now they have such a very impressive wine list. I've always loved their wine list because it's so comprehensive, and I love that they switch up the menu. So what you got there 6 months ago is not what you're gonna get there today. So it's such an interesting place to visit for anyone in Nairobi if you want to buy some wine and if you want to be guided by an expert. They have the chef, who is also very knowledgeable on the food and wine pairings, and also their GM knows so much about wine, and he's actually the one who facilitated the tasting, and he took us through everything. He showed us so many things, and everything was so interesting. So I'm gonna also be writing a blog post about the whole experience. But all in all, if you love wine, if you're in Nairobi, this is a must-visit place. So today, we're having a very interesting wine that I've just been told was made famous by Sex and the City. So it's the Pinot Grigio, also known as Pinot Gris in other areas. I'm sure you've seen this if you're a wine lover, I'm sure you've seen this name somewhere. And it's from Italy. It's a very, very brilliant wine, very pale on the color, and it's more of a straw-colored thing. So if you know, well, like if you want to really identify the color of the wine, all you have to do is tilt it a bit and make sure you look at it through a white background. I'm going to use this. So if I look at it, I can see that it's really straw colored. It's more of yellow, and on the nose it just has subtle hints of apples, and it has a more fruity aroma. So I'm gonna be pairing this with a very interesting meal called the ceviche, which is snapper. So, and I'm gonna be doing the taste test. So let's begin and let's dig in. This is taking longer than I expected. The struggle of eating with fork. I can now tell why they chose this specific pairing with this to go with this wine, because they sort of have the same flavor. It's not so strong on the tongue. It's very light bodied, if I should say, and the food is also it's not very spicy, and it goes well because the food is very fruity, because it has some lemon hints and it's very herbaceous. I can see some cilantro and some lemon. So yeah, I feel like the pairing is very interesting, but it's a perfect pairing. So you can get this wine at 600 shillings in 7 Seafood and Grill. So on to the next pairing. So we're having something pretty different. We're trying some oysters. So let me tell you something about the wine we're pairing this with. This is the GAMLA Chardonnay. So GAMLA is from Israel. If you've been reading my blog, you know that I recently featured this wine when Baraka Israel, which is the company that brings this wine to Kenya, were doing the debut event in Kenya. So we're gonna be trying this Chardonnay with these oysters. So what you wanna do is take an oyster pick and gently remove the oyster from the shell and just put it in your mouth. the wine and the oysters go together because their flavor profiles are very contrasting. So the wine works well to just wash away that saltiness, that creaminess of the oysters. So this is a very nice tasting wine, and it's a Chardonnay. Another thing, if you really don't like how oysters taste, you can always add some Tabasco sauce, as we've been told. Yep, that will do. And repeat the process. So on to the third tasting of the day. So we are having this amazing blistered Anaheim peppers, which look so hot. I'm actually afraid to try them, but I've been told they're not so hot. So we're having this with the Frontera Aviato. And yeah, this is the more full-bodied wine. If you've been following, you've seen we started with a very light-bodied wine to medium-bodied, because the Pinot Gris was a light-bodied one. And this is a more flavorful wine. But I have to first give it a taste so that I can judge. So this wine is also pale, but it has a little bit more color than the other wines that we've been tasting. And let me give it a taste. It's very flavorful. So I think let me try these peppers. They look really hot, but let me see. I'm still waiting for the pepper part to kick in. Yeah, they're a bit hot, but not so hot. And towards the end, like, they become even hotter, and the wine helps to wash away the pepper. So let me try. So if you're wondering what the wine name is, the Frontera Aviato. Amazing full-bodied wine. This, I think, is a wine for the more matured palate because it's so flavorful. I would describe it actually as a complex wine. It's not really a simple wine because it has an explosion of flavors. Like, the flavors keep changing. In the initial mouth, like when you mouth the first time, it's more of sweet, but later it changes. And it really complements the meal, I would say. This is actually one of my favorite pairings, but I also love the oysters. I can't choose. If you're not afraid to use your hands, you can actually grab it. So there's some yogurt. These peppers, blistered peppers, are lying on a bed of yogurt. So you can actually just take it in.
Everyone has a
So hot, but not so hot. Actually, the second time, that's when I got it, because all the hotness just disappears and is washed away by the wine. And I feel like this is such a nice balance between the flavors. Okay, this is harder than I thought. Oh my god. This is amazing. You know, one thing I've discovered is that this is a very light meal, and it's more of a finger food, and it's being paired with a very light wine. So the next tasting, the next pairing is calamari. I love calamari, and we're going to try this with the Bogoloni medium dry wine, which is an amazing wine. So here we're going to try the fifth pairing, which is very interesting. So in the red wines we have the El COTO Rioja. Rioja, as you know, is a region in Spain. So this wine is more medium to full bodied, and I'm gonna be having it with a crab bao, so which also has some ginger, and I'll tell you more about the pairing. So actually just love the presentations of these foods. They look so nice. Yeah. the one that we just had has a mixture of onions and crab, and like the ginger is very predominant. And this one has already been aerated, but I'll still give it a swirl. Wow, interesting. The wine is very almost full-bodied, if I would say. It's more of medium to full-bodied, but to me actually it tastes full-bodied. And flavorful foods should go with flavorful wines because it just helps to wash away the food